In this PPT, we are going to discuss this topic of evaluation of antimicrobial chemical agents. This is the last part of chapter number 3. In chapter number 3, you have already learned about physical methods of control of microorganisms, and after that chemical methods of control of microorganisms. So to understand this topic, you should be very thorough with the previous topic, that was chemical agents used for control of microorganisms. So I hope you have already prepared or completed the summary table I had asked you to complete by using the notes I had shared. So unless you have all the knowledge about all the classes of antimicrobial agent, you won't be understanding this topic thoroughly. So before starting learning this topic, please be thorough with the previous topic, that was chemical agents used for control of microorganisms. So of all those classes of chemical agents which are used to control of organisms or killing of microorganisms, so how do you know that those chemical agents, for example phenol, alcohol or dyes or aldehydes, are efficiently killing the microorganisms or not? So you need some method to evaluate their efficiency, to evaluate that if they are really working properly. So to evaluate that, to test that, you have 3 methods. So these are the 3 methods. First one is known as tube dilution method. Second one is agar plate technique. And the third one and most important one is phenol coefficient method. So first 2 methods we have already discussed briefly in our previous lectures, but still we will repeat these methods. So we will start with tube dilution method, which is also known as MIC, or determination of minimum inhibitory concentration. So what you do, basically you add increasing concentration of test disinfectant or test chemical agent to microorganisms. So you incubate increasing concentration of disinfectant with microorganism. So what will happen, as the concentration will go on increasing, killing efficiency of those disinfectant will go on increasing as well. So at highest concentration or at some concentration, that concentration will be completely killing the organisms, and that concentration is known as minimum inhibitory concentration. So let's just first read the procedure. So a series of increasing concentration of antimicrobial agent are prepared in the culture broth medium. Each tube is equally inoculated and incubated to allow microbial growth to proceed. Now growth, because it is a nutrient broth, will be observed in terms of turbidity. Growth occurs in those test tubes containing antimicrobial at concentration below MIC, below minimum inhibitory concentration. And tube cultures are non-turbid, or you won't be observing growth at MIC and at higher concentrations. So let's understand this further. What do they mean by this procedure? So next slide, you can observe a picture. So in that there is one table with 2 rows. So if you observe the second row of that table, it denotes the volume of antimicrobial agent. And if you observe, it is increasing from 0 to 20 to 40 to 60 to 80, 100 and 120. So, and the first row is about the volume of nutrient broth. As the volume of antimicrobial agent is increasing, the nutrient broth volume is going on decreasing, because eventually you have to keep the total volume same, that is 120 ml. So in test tube numbers 1 to 7, you are going to add increasing concentrations of antimicrobial agent, and in all those test tubes, equal amount of microorganisms will be added, or in other terms, all these test tubes will be inoculated with equal amount of microorganisms. And next step will be simply incubation. Let them grow in presence of disinfectant or in presence of antimicrobial agent. So results, as you can see in step 3, they have given shadings of blue color. So the test tube number 1 shows the darkest shade of blue color. That means highest microbial growth. And as the color fades, that means the growth is lesser and lesser. So if you observe, the growth is going on decreasing, which is but obvious as we are increasing the amount of antimicrobial agent. In test tube number 6, test tube number 6 is completely white in color, test tube number 6 and 7. So in test tube number 6, at this concentration, there is no growth at all. In this test tube, microorganisms have not grown. So you can consider this concentration as MIC, or the minimum concentration of antimicrobial agent that is required to kill the bacteria. So obviously above MIC at all the concentrations, microorganisms will be killed. So above test tube number 6, all the test tubes will be clear in the appearance, and below MIC there will be growth observed. So this is the concentration which is termed as MIC, or minimum inhibitory concentration. So this is how you determine the efficiency of the antimicrobial agent by tube dilution assay. So the next method, method number 2, is known as agar plate method. So even this one we have discussed in the classroom. So this method has two variables. The first variable is known as paper disc method, and the second variable is known as cup plate method. So let's read what they have written here. Chemical agent is incorporated in agar medium and inoculated with test organism. After incubation, decrease in amount for static agent of growth or complete absence of growth for Seidel agent is observed. Okay, so let's read the first line again. Chemical agent is incorporated in agar medium. So how to incorporate this chemical agent in the agar medium? There are two ways for that. So first way is the name for first method is antibiotic disc agar diffusion method, also known as paper disc method. The test organism is spread on the culture medium in agar plate, and then sterile antibiotic discs are applied. After incubation, the organism produces a confluent lawn of growth, except in zones of inhibition around the discs containing antibiotic, to which the organism is susceptible. So let's understand what do they mean by this and why this method is called as paper disc or antibiotic agar diffusion method, agar diffusion disc method. So if you can observe in this picture, this is the plate before incubation. So what is in there in this plate? So this plate contains agar which is inoculated with organisms. So as you know, agar at high temperature, nutrient agar is liquid in nature. And if you remember, there is this window of temperature between 40 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius. In this window, you can inoculate that nutrient agar with microorganisms, because in this window, nutrient agar is still liquid, and this much temperature is still bearable for microorganisms. So microorganisms will not be killed if you add organisms in the nutrient agar at this temperature. So you will inoculate that nutrient agar, liquid nutrient agar, in the temperature window of 40 to 45 degrees Celsius, mix it properly, and then pour that mixture in the Petri plate. What will happen after pouring, as the temperature comes down, the agar will solidify. It will form a gel like this. So this Petri plate contains agar gel, which is inoculated with organisms. It contains microorganisms. So after solidification on the surface of this agar gel, we have to keep these discs aseptically. So what are these discs? These are not simple paper discs. These are the discs in which antibiotic is impregnated. So these discs carry fixed concentration or known concentration of antibiotics in these. So we have to simply keep these discs on the surface of agar, and after keeping on the surface of agar, you have to simply incubate this plate. So what will happen during the incubation period? The microorganisms which we have added will start growing. So after incubation, this is how the plate will look. So if you observe, during incubation, microorganisms have grown in entire plate except the regions around the disc. So what is happening here? So the antibiotic which is loaded in the disc, it is diffusing through agar gel. So it is diffusing all around the paper discs, and wherever it is diffusing, it is going to kill the organisms. That is why there is a zone of no growth, or also known as zone of inhibition, around each paper disc. So we are simply going to measure the diameter of these zones to compare the efficiency of the antimicrobial agent. So on next slide, if you can see, if we can see two different pictures for better understanding. So in second picture, you can see there are letters and numbers written on these discs if you closely observe. So here inhibition around it. So what does that mean? This antibiotic in this paper disc is more